Hello, my fellow unicorns. Today I'm going to share some of my favorite chick flick DVDs. I have a huge collection of DVDs and Blu-rays, but I thought I'd share a selection of my favorite chick flicks. Some of them are more romance, some of them are comedies or rom-coms, and maybe some of them are your favorites. So let's go through and see what we can find. So this is a DVD of Flashdance and Footloose. I have a dance background, so I have not all the dance movies, but some of my favorites. I still need to buy Dirty Dancing. I'm surprised that I don't have it. But these two are some of my favorite dance films, and I love both of them. They're so great. So I saw the double feature because I wanted to buy both of them. And when I saw the double feature, I was like, oh, I've got to have it. So if you're in a dancing kind of mood, these are great. Perfect 80s dance movies. So yeah. This next one is Blast from the Past with Brendan Fraser and Alicia Silverstone. This is so funny, and I just think what an iconic Brendan Fraser film. It's probably one of his most underrated films, but I really enjoy this one. I rewatch it a lot. So I highly recommend this. I do think there's a couple of pet peeves of this movie, like they really curled Alicia Silverstone's hair into these really tight ringlets, and I thought that was a bit much. And then her acting was a little bit over the top. But it's still a very enjoyable film. This one is amazing. Obviously, my heritage, I'm Mexican American, so of course I love Selena. And despite the fact that Jennifer Lopez is Puerto Rican, I think she did a great job. It's, in terms of her acting, it's one of her most sincere performances. And because she's not, I like her in some of the other films like Wedding Planner and Made in Manhattan, but this is one of her most serious roles, and I think she did a great job. I got 4 of these DVDs. I gotta make room. I've got Breakfast at Tiffany's, Roman Holiday, Funny Face, and Sabrina. I am such a huge Audrey Hepburn fan. I've read like 2 biographies. I have these films. I still need to watch Wait Till Dark, and I still need to watch there's another one with Cary Grant where they're thieves. But I want to watch all of her work because she's such a beautiful actress, and she's the epitome of elegance and femininity and just this whimsical childlike behavior meets like beautiful, elegant woman. And even despite the fact that in Breakfast at Tiffany's she was a call girl, she played it with such elegance. Like, it's amazing. So, those next few are like period pieces. So I have Emma with Gwyneth Paltrow, Pride and Prejudice with Keira Knightley, and Sense and Sensibility with Kate Winslet and Emma Thompson. Oh man, I mean, I love this series of Pride and Prejudice as well. Anytime Pride and Prejudice has been made, it's been made very well. So I really appreciate that. It's one of my favorite period pieces. And Sense and Sensibility with Kate Winslet and Emma Thompson was just so well done. I rewatched this one a lot. And then, in regards to Emma, Gwyneth Paltrow nailed it. I mean, she is a rich socialite, and I think that Gwyneth Paltrow's performance was just perfect. And I did see the remake with Anya Taylor-Joy, and she did a decent job, but I think she was a little too haughty, a little too cold. Gwyneth Paltrow's version was a little warmer, and I appreciated that, but I still liked all the versions of Emma. And yeah, if you want really good period pieces with romance, these three are like the epitome of that. I mean, they're perfect. Another period piece that's a little different is The Secret of Roan Inish. This is an Irish film. It's very well done, and it's about a little girl whose family wants to move back to these islands, these Irish islands that belong to their family, and she's searching for her lost brother. And there's a lot of Irish mythology behind their family, that they're related to Selkies, and Selkies are, according to Irish mythology, are people who wear seal coats, and when they take them off, they become beautiful women. So their family are descendants of that, and it's just really interesting how the mythology and how the family comes back together. It's just so beautiful, and it's such a cozy film. This is not a romance film, but it's like a really nice period piece that I revisit often. If you're looking for the ultimate girl comedy films, these are some of my favorites. You've gotta have Mean Girls. It's the quintessential, like, chick flick with comedy. Tina Fey did such a great job. Yeah, Tina Fey wrote the screenplay for this, and the cast was just amazing. I mean, it's one of the most quoted films when it comes to chick flicks, and I still quote it to this day, and I just love this movie. It's so funny. And obviously, Bridesmaids. This one was so well done, so funny. The actresses in here really, really did a great job. And then obviously The Devil Wears Prada. I worked in the entertainment industry before venturing out into independent content creation, and I can tell you that working for being an assistant is really hard. There's no pleasing this type of person, so I really related to this. And I love this movie. It's one of those movies that really stood out. And I love the fashion and everything in it. And it's just beauty, fashion, and of course, growing pains. So, I love The Devil Wears Prada. Oh, this one's great. Josie and the Pussycats, a really fun, like, early 2000s film. This is actually oddly poignant because of all the subliminal messaging within the music and how these big corporations conspire to try to get people, to drive people to mass consumerism. So I really like this one. I love the music in it, and it honestly made me want to start a girl band with my friends because I sing. I have a friend who plays drums and another friend who plays like guitar or like bass. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, we could totally start a girl band. But of course, we never did. So, and that makes me sad. But it's okay. I highly recommend this one. It's really funny and goofy, and I love it. So, okay. These are not necessarily chick flicks, but I really love these. I am a Studio Ghibli fan, and I guess all the anime that I've ever been to was probably the most popular things, which is Studio Ghibli. Sorry, Ghibli is how you pronounce it. So Studio Ghibli, Sailor Moon, Akira, and that's about it. I mean, these are some of my favorite ones from his collection. I want to get more of them, but these are what I have so far. So I love Ponyo. It's like The Little Mermaid. And then My Neighbor Totoro is just classic. Like, if you want to be introduced to Studio Ghibli, start with My Neighbor Totoro. It's wonderful. Okay, I should have grouped this with my Flashdance and Footloose ones, but I love Center Stage. It's amazing. That was like Zoe Saldana's first role, and everyone else here are like, I mean, she did ballet training. She was somewhat of a ballet dancer, but everyone else here, oh, except for her, everyone else here was like really good, very talented dancers, and it's one of my all-time favorite dance films. Whenever I want to revisit dance, I always pop this one in because it gets me going. It's just something about it is so good. So there's also romance in there, and it's really fun. So I highly recommend this one. I love this one. It's Princess Bride, or The Princess Bride. This is just one of my top favorite, like, fantasy ones, although it's kind of like almost a parody of fantasy films, but it's so well done. It doesn't take itself too seriously, and it's just a classic. I really love this one. I want a t-shirt that says, "As You Wish," just to see how many people would catch the reference. This one is so relatable to me. My Big Fat Greek Wedding. It was really interesting to see this cultural story about Greeks, and I have some friends who are Greek, and on top of that, I saw a lot of cultural similarities between Greeks and Mexicans, like just the loud families, the big families, cooking, lots of food. Everyone's in your business, and just sometimes the weddings can feel a little bit overpowering, with who you have to invite and all that stuff. And I absolutely love this one. The second film is okay, not as good as the first. And the third one I recently saw with my husband, and it did not hold up. I wish she would write about something else, because Nia Vardalos is talented, but I wanted her to write about something else. Something new, something different. But this is a classic. And it was not made for much money, but it made a lot of money. It put her on the map, career-wise. This one's really fun. Bend It Like Beckham. It's such a nice little chick flick, but it's a sports film. It's when Keira Knightley first started out, and Parminder Nagra. She is a really great actress, underrated actress, and I love this movie. I used to play soccer, so this brings me back to my soccer days. And I also traveled to Europe one time, to Germany, and it was just nice to kind of see parts of Germany on there, and nice to see different parts of England and stuff like that. So I really recommend this one. If you like soccer, or if you like chick flicks, this is a great one. Oh, this one's great. This is not necessarily a chick flick. This is a very interesting Paul Thomas Anderson film called Punch Drunk Love with Adam Sandler. And this is so quirky. I love this film for so many reasons. It's very funny, despite it not trying to be too funny. And I love the repressed rage that Adam Sandler has. He is such an underrated dramatic actor. He can do it all. He can do drama and comedy and produce and write and direct. He's amazing. This one is just, it's so great. It's basically about a guy who has he has 6 sisters, and he's very, you can tell he's a very repressed and unhappy man, and his sister introduces him to this woman who he has a crush on, and one thing leads to another, but he gets into some trouble with some bad people on accident, and he kind of protects this woman, and it's just really, really great. I recommend it. It is so good. I cannot recommend this movie enough. It's underrated. So, yeah. Those are there you have it. These are my top favorites, chick flicks, or films about romance, films about love, films that maybe are more centered around family. So this is just one section. I hope to do another part 2 of this video, showing you some of my other genres of film, but I've been collecting for a few years now, and I still want to collect more, because I really love physical media, and I think it's important, and especially because, if streaming services keep rotating what films are on their streaming sites, and if I don't have a subscription, then I can't see the film, right? So it's better to own the films outright, and especially if they're your favorites. So, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Good night.